Last year at this time, we had no idea who might get drafted near the top of the NFL draft. And I feel like that uncertainty ended up showing up on draft day. Even though we all talked ourselves into, okay, there's 5 potential first rounders because all the quarterbacks always go high. The fact that last year at this time, it was like we're talking about Spencer Rattler and whoever else. Sam Howell. And Howell gets worse and Kenny Pickett comes out of nowhere and all this stuff. This year, I think there's more, true top 10 type of prospects, but there's also like 15 guys. I feel like I'm hearing 15 names of players who scouts like this whole, like, I wouldn't be surprised if you see a Joe Burrow breakout or a Kyler Murray breakout or a Mitch Trubisky breakout. I know you get that every year, right? Like everybody wants to be ahead of it. Oh, I said this in August about 20 guys. But aren't there a lot of names as far as draftable quarterbacks for this year?
There are. And I will say, though, if Bryce Young, C.J. Stroud, Alabama and Ohio State quarterbacks, Will Anderson, Alabama edge, and Georgia's Jalen Carter, if they're not top 5 picks, I'll be surprised. Like, it's the first year going in that there were that many guys where it's just they could take the year off. They could opt out.
Bryce Young? You think Bryce Young's that good? I mean, is he taller than Tua? I don't think so. Or is he going to get picked apart from a size standpoint?
If he just spent all fall in the weight room, it'd probably be better than first draft stock then.
If what?
If he just spent all fall in the weight room.
Yeah.
It's like 195.
I mean, he doesn't have the same kind of arm and tools that, say, like a Baker did at that size, right? Didn't that offset?
He's got a pretty big arm.
Yeah.
I will say. And he works the middle of the field really well. I don't know. We'll see. But there is then after those two, Anthony Richardson from Florida. Everyone's like, we haven't really seen much of him if he breaks out.
That's just a guess, though. He is an incredible athlete who does not throw the ball well right
future
now.
Pro Bowl tight end.
Yeah, what do you think about Florida being quarterback to tight end you? I think they've established a type.
From pipeline.
You've got Cornelius Ingram, Trey Burton. Cam Newton did make the move.
That's true.
Who's the other?
Tim Tebow.
So Tim Tebow did. Felipe Franks. Jeff Driscoll took tight end reps a couple of years ago, and there's one. Who else was really? Jordan Reed was a quarterback in Florida. So is Anthony Richardson the next quarterback to tight end for Florida? Anyway, I just that's like a massive projection, though.
Yeah,
he's got
it's such
good throws on tape,
and he's played 6 games or something. So that one's huge projection. I think Tyler Van Dyke, the Miami quarterback, is a massive projection, but like big arm.
Yeah, you see the tools there.
Yep. Will Levis, Kentucky quarterback. Not as much of a projection as the other guys. I think he played well last year, and like he can run for real too as well. But he's a guy, if he balls out without Wandale, without as much talent around him this year, sure, he's going to be in that top 5 mix. Like there's guys that are that talented. I throw Tanner McKee in there, the Stanford quarterback, with just like guys who have tools that get drafted in the top 5 if they play good football. So yeah, it's a real quarterback class next year.
It just feels like there's a lot of those types around college football this year. Any other sleeper type of quarterbacks? I mean, again, just like names that have been thrown around. Do we give up on Spencer Rattler now that he's going to South Carolina? Jake Haener from Fresno State, DJ Uiagalelei. I mean,
that's the one I'm excited to see this year. If there's any like off the radar that's really getting no draft buzz, because as far as arm strength goes, he rivals Josh Allen. I mean, the guy has got an unreal cannon. Like that ball just flies out of his hand. And I'll put like Anthony Richardson in that conversation too. I think Richardson's got that big of an arm, to where, man, no one goes backwards the way he did in his college career. No one starts as a freshman, looks good, and then not only doesn't look good as a sophomore, like sucks. No sugarcoating. It was a detriment to Clemson's roster as 5-star number 1 overall quarterback recruit with a great freshman year. So something else is going on there that's not talent related. It is, between the ears, really.
Uiagalelei was like the number 3 favorite for the Heisman last year at this time, which kind of goes into the danger of projections. But people weren't wrong to have him there because he showed, like you said, he had a good freshman year. He steps in at Notre Dame, for Trevor Lawrence and has the big win. He's got the tools and all this stuff, right? Did they win at Notre Dame? They won, right?
No, Notre Dame beat him.
They lost, but they had a good game.
And then Trevor Lawrence beat him in the
That's what it was.
AC championship.
But he had a good game. It was like,
he did have a good game.
This
he went for like 400 yards.
Yes, this freshman's having a good game. Our own George Shahari even called him the 3rd best quarterback in the nation. George, who doesn't watch any college football, still declared that. So he's good. So yeah, that is a fascinating thing. And look, off-season mock draft time, things are all over the place. So think about how many people had, the great Christian Hackenberg in the first round leading into his final season.
He had same year, about very similar years to DJ too.
Yeah, so. I mean, it was painful watching Clemson's offense last year, but I think those DJ and Spencer Rattler and all of these guys, like, they're still talented guys. They're still talented enough that people saw them as top prospects at one point, but we know there's so much more than just tools and a couple good throws. So that is why I am excited about this college football season, because I do think the uncertainty at quarterback is unbelievable. Like, it is huge, and we're going to learn some stuff. Like, somebody's going to break out, and even in these first couple of weeks, like, Joe Burrow looked like a first-round pick by week 2 of his last season. That stuff happens. So like, these next couple of weeks, we're going to be looking at, okay, this guy's the prospect or whatever it might be.